All right, what's up, guys? We're going to discuss one of the age-old questions here in Football Manager, and that question is, what exactly do we do with a player who plays very poorly in a match that we won? So the thing is obvious, right? If you have a player who plays really poorly in a match that you lost, you can fine him, you can talk with him, you can warn him, you can do stuff like that. Let's see what happens, though, when we're looking at a match in which everybody but one guy played well. So we'll look over here at the screen. Here we go. And here are the player statistics from our most recent match against Central Arkansas. I still have concerns about the fact that we're playing this team. We shouldn't be playing a team that low down, I would say. Aldana, who is the captain, played very, very poorly at a 6.3. So we look here at his form. We can see that his form was okay for a while, but he played really poorly against Alabama as well. 2 matches in a row in which has been bad. I think that we need to discuss some things with him. And so what we can do here is we can go to Warn Player. We can criticize his last game, and we'll do so. Point the finger at him. You did squander a lot of chances, and he's a little bit upset, but sort of happy. We go over here to the happiness tab. We can look and see why it is that he's upset. And yeah, this is the problem here. He thinks that Evan Bowden deserves the playing time that he wants. That's another thing I sort of mentioned in the match video. I mean, Bowden's okay. He doesn't like big matches, and he's a little bit unsettled. And the reason why Bowden himself is unsettled is because I changed him from regular starter or important player to regular starter. We can go change him back. Let's see what happens. I mean, we might as well, because that's how he's actually been playing. This is one of those things where you run into that from time to time because your assistant manager recommends it and all that other stupid stuff in these idiotic meetings that you have to attend. Now, will that help Aldana or not? I don't know, but we do need to talk with Aldana as well. We're going to warn him and criticize. We already did. We can look and talk to him about his recent form. But the problem that we have is that his average rating has been a 7.1. And the reason why, you can see that here, you have to average out for, I think it takes the last 3 games or so. Yeah, look at the bad performances alongside the good ones. Now, yeah, he played really well against Maryland and Kent State, teams that we should be able to beat. But, he did play poorly against the teams that we really should have been able to rely on him for. As you can see, because I did that with Bowden, he no longer has an issue with the squad, and hopefully that will fix some of the problems that we have. Let's see what happens as we advance the game. And we back him in VAR criticism. I remember the thing now that I've forgotten. Blah, blah, blah. Now, what we're going to do here now is a thing I should have done a second ago, is we'll go over to Aldana, and we're going to see if we can find him. Yes, you go to interaction, discipline player for poor performance, and we're going to find him 1 week's wages. There's always a question, right, as to how long you should fine a player for. Should you fine 2 weeks' wages right at first? Should you fine a day's wages or half a week's wages? In my experience, I've learned that it's actually the 1 week wage point that tends to be the sweet spot. And as we can see here, as I've advanced it by 1, Aldana has apologized for his poor performance in his previous match and admits that he deserves this fine. He says that he will try to motivate himself more for future matches. And so the fine worked. It had the desired impact on him. It is also possible, though I don't think that I can see this here with this skin. Sorry, the skin that we're playing with. It's possible that something happened, maybe his determination went up a little bit as a result. I don't know. You can't see, right? I have it set so that we don't see those attribute numbers at all. I mean, I don't really care one way or another, right? And I don't think we're going to see much here in the progress other than that, well, things went up. It's because we started playing him, right? So that's sort of the thing that happens, and that's kind of the impact that this can have on the game. You do have to be careful, though, in terms of the negatives. So Aldana, who is the captain and who has a leadership personality, a natural leader, thinks that Bowden's a great leader. And now he's a little bit concerned over how I've treated him since I find him for playing poorly, and he feels that we lack depth in attacking midfield. That's a really weird concern, by the way, because we have a whole ton of players who play here in the attacking midfield role. Anyway, so it is. Whatever. He can go and cry to somebody else about that. That's the way that it works. So that's sort of the way that you can find players for poor performances. It's risky to do after a win. Usually, if we won, I sort of ignore it if it's bad. In this particular case, he was the only guy who played poorly, so I kind of felt the need to do something. You can, if you find your players and or if you criticize them or whatever it is you do, you might see a little bit of improvement in their determination rating like right away, because they are determined. They want to show that you're wrong, or they want to do something, to show how much they mean to the squad or something like that. But you have to be a little bit careful with that. That's not always going to be the case. You will occasionally have guys who get really upset with you. If you misuse the 2-week fine thing, you can turn the whole squad against you. That's happened to me before. So I don't recommend doing that. If you keep it at the 1-week fine, you're probably going to be okay. But you need to pull it out, especially if somebody played really, really poorly in a match. And especially if it's a match that you should be dominating, that's where it's appropriate to pull out. If you are like a lower league side and you're playing like Bayern Munich or like Manchester United or whatever, and you get trounced and your players have poor ratings, you might not want to fine them for that. That might not have any effect on them. But if you're playing, as Manchester United and you played an FA Cup game against like nobody and you lose, that would be the time to bring out the fines. Anyway, that's my opinion on that subject. I don't know exactly what impact this has in the game because I haven't dug into it. But for me, this is the strategy that works. Talk to you guys later. Bye.